This is where we're going to take a quick look at Texas over Texas A&M. Huge win for the Longhorns. Pretty much punches their ticket to college football playoff. Either way, though, they had a good chance to be in. But right here, with a big win against A&M, puts them in the SEC championship game at 11-1. And here, the very first thing that really stood out was the Texas defense. Obviously, only getting up 7 points, you should win that game. But they had to make some really big plays on fourth down, red zone, goal line to keep that margin at 2 scores because the offense was kind of messing around a little bit, not finishing this game off the right way. But right here, this is a fourth down in the first drive here for Texas A&M, 4th and 1. And right here, great view right here, sky view. And they're just going inside zone. So we're trying to base there up. Just going inside zone, split zone, bring him across. You got an extra lineman in here for A&M. Going to double here up. Looks like they're basing here. Double there up, base. And they're going to leave this outside linebacker safety that's rolling in. Read right here for the quarterback. Angles aren't great right here on this. That double team getting up. And then leaving a guy one-on-one here. I think this is a tight end right here. So you get an extra lineman. You bump him over. Now you're tight end here on the defensive end. That's not a great matchup. And you got an unblocked guy here. An outside linebacker. But when this thing is ran, again, you can see the matchup here is not great. This tight end is getting absolutely bench pressed, falls in right here, smokes the guy right before he gets to the line of scrimmage, and then filling in the unblocked guy. So right here, not a great design here from A&M, I don't think, as far as matchups. You never want a D lineman and a tight end one-on-one. You don't think that's going to be a great matchup right there. And that's Baron Sorrell right there, matchup against a tight end. He's going to win that every single time. Flies in there, makes a huge play. Big stop, stops momentum there for A&M, who had a pretty good drive going right there early in the game. Setting the tone for Texas's defense right there. Big stop on 4th down. So we saw how the first drive ended. Now, second drive, of course, this quarterback is an absolute stud. He gets out of the pocket. He's going to be an issue for years to come. But right here, gets out of the pocket, rolling around, throws the ball up into tight coverage, and Texas comes down with it. Again, this is their second drive, and they had to stop on 4th down. And then right here, quarterback forces the ball downfield. Texas goes up and makes a huge play. Michael Taft comes down with it. Finishing off the play is huge. That's a 1st and 10. Big turnover right there. Continue to frustrate A&M's offense right here. Taking a lot of the energy out of that building. We saw the end of the first 2 drives. Now we're going to jump all the way to the 4th quarter. 17-7. So right here, 10-point game. And should be a lot bigger margin than this. Now A&M's driven the ball down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. We're going to see a huge goal line stop here for Texas. How the whole thing unfolds. And right here on this one, motion into a 20 personnel set. Looks like they're running pin and pull to the 2 receiver side. So again, pulling the center, pulling the tackle, going to base up. He's going to try to work on that outside linebacker, inside linebacker, whatever it is. And right here on this one, whenever you pull that tackle, you can read that backside end. He squeezes pretty hard. Pull here for Marcel Reed. Great decision. Now you're going on with Marcel Reed and the safety. On this one, feeling inside out, knowing that these guys are going to be running. We got to let that D lineman get back there to us, help us out. Misses, but that play right there by that D end does a great job. He squeezes hard enough. He sees the pull. Redirects instead of just giving up on the play. He redirects, playing hard. Safety comes down, not letting him just get a ton of momentum. And, of course, misses. But D lineman, Colin Simmons, just finding a way to play hard right here, get him on the ground. 2-yard gain. Now it's a 2nd and 3. So that's a great play. I mean, it's one of those underrated plays is safety, slowing him down. That D end squeezed. And then he's able to retrace and finish. Great play with there, Colin Simmons, keeping him out of the end zone. 2nd down right here and heavy set. You got a ton of heavy bodies right here. And they're just running duo to the right. So basically everybody's down blocking. These guys are creating as many gaps as possible. Running backs downhill, tries to get these linebackers to step in. He wants to slide into those extra bodies and try to get vertical behind them. Great job filling outside. And I think this is a safety that folded in. Not sure of the number right here, but he's really the guy that makes his play. Flying in there with a low angle, trying to get into his legs, not letting him get momentum. So get on his legs right there, get him on the ground. Another 2-yard gain, getting it pretty close right there now to the 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. And right here on this one, again, same set, same look right here. And, of course, the defense right here is extremely aggressive. But you see all these defensive linemen, guys with their hand down. They push back. Nobody gets any movement here up front. Just a giant wall here. This is a great play here by the entire defense. Just playing strong, getting underneath their shoulder pads. And the thing you can see is everybody's getting lifted. And right here, everybody's trying to lift, and they're getting into that arc position. But shoulder pads are under shoulder pads right there for pretty much everybody on Texas. And now Texas is the one that's lifting. And there's nowhere to go for the running back converging in. Great play by the entire defense, playing strong, playing with great leverage, not allowing them to find a way to burrow into the end zone. The one thing that was concerning right here, right after the play, what happened to this guy? Is he okay? I mean, that doesn't look good, whatever it is. And that's Vernon right there, Vernon Broughton, man. I hope he's okay. It's a pretty concerning look right there, man. Not sure if he came back and played or not. I don't really know, man. But I just saw that on film as I was rolling through it. Prayers and great thoughts there for Vernon. So after the big 3rd down stop, now we're to 4th down, and A&M this time they're getting under center. They're basically running the same thing. You got a heavy set, lots of extra linemen there. Still got 17 here at tight end. He's going to get whipped no matter what shows up. But right here on this one, not a great job as far as playing in their inside gap. Right here, you got a guy free in this gap. You got a guy from the outside in. Ton of penetration right here. Nose goes that way. They're trying to pull a guard, I guess, trying to run power over here to the right. And just nobody blocks down. I mean, they're not in their gaps. They're not doing a great job. He should be in that gap hard. He should be in that gap hard. He should be in that gap hard right there. This puller should be pulling for right here. So not a great job of communication. They don't get into their gaps well enough. So right here, penetration right there by the A-gap guy. He's grabbing ankles, not trying to let guys pull, not trying to let him get him to the linebacker. And he just creates a wall here, jumbles everything up. And then tight end doesn't get in there enough either. Guy right there at the point of attack, free. Just an entire butt whooping. And the backside end as well, unblocked. But you know he's unblocked. You got to beat him with speed. Right there flying in. You got an extra guy sitting here for the quarterback in case it's a pull. But right there, too much penetration. Not a great job there as far as gaps. And, of course, they get him on the ground for about a 3-yard loss on a key play. I mean, this is with about 4 minutes left in the game, up by 10. With this stop right here, this pretty much ends the game. I mean, we're up 2 scores, under 5 minutes. Should be able to get it pretty close to running this thing out. Very last play right here for A&M's offense. And, of course, this really ends it. Still up 10. Quarterback, I mean, can't say enough for this guy. He's a tough kid. He runs around, scrambles around. But great play here by the D-line, retracing, getting this ball out. And wouldn't you know it, man, that's our guy Vernon. He came back. He made it back from that, what looked like a devastating injury, and recovers his fumble. So, I'm proud of that guy. Huge play right here for Vernon. He recovers the fumble. And, of course, Trey Moore has a great pass rush, playing with relentless effort, gets the ball out right there, swatting down on it. Great play by D-line. And again, I mean, finishing the game, those guys absolutely played really dominant all night. Only gave up 248 total yards. And, of course, the biggest thing was they gave up just over 100 yards rushing. So 102 yards rushing, 3 yards a carry. Great job being the more physical team up front for Texas defense, which everybody knew A&M was going to have to run the football to make this into a ball game. Texas defense was up to the task of stopping one of the better run games in the country. Next thing we're going to take a look at is Texas' run game. Now, everybody was really high on A&M's run game. A&M got held to just over 100 yards, 102 yards, and Texas's run game was at 243 yards. So unbelievable job there by Texas's offensive line. Obviously, defensive line on that as well, but they were able to run the ball for nearly 250 yards on the road. That allows you to control the clock, and that's what they did. They had 10 more minutes, basically, of time possession, really had all in football most of the night. Should have scored a lot more than they did, but we'll see some of that as well. But right here on this one, probably one of the plays that everybody's talking about, Arch Manning in there, get him a little bit of playing time on this, and it's an unbalanced set. You got your tight end, here's Helm. Over here at the tackle spot, you got tackle over. So very similar to that look that A&M had earlier, but instead of blocking a DN with a tight end, which is an awful idea, that tight end, he arcs out. He's going to block this corner, whoever it is, roll down. We're going to read that guy who's a B-gap player. It's basically inside zone, off back right here. I think this might be a tight end, whoever it is. He's leading out there for the quarterback. So really leading out, should be getting to the safety. And on this one, this D end, as you see him, he squeezes a little bit, shoulder pads square. Not just the easiest pull read, but we know, hey, if I'm a good athlete, if he's square and squeezing pretty hard, I can pull this thing and get onto the edge. And so that's what Arch Manning does right here. And tight end doesn't do a great job. Tight end should be blocking right there, that off back, have him gone. But then, of course, that's why you got Arch Manning in there to run this one, because he's going to make somebody miss. Runs through that guy's face mask, stumbles, bumbles. Somehow he gets into the end zone on this one. But this is a great design. I mean, an unbalanced set. You get your tackle over. There's your tight end. Just the inside zone. He's arcing around for that safety that should be rolling down. Tight end as well. He's on the backside. He's going to seal it for the quarterback there. Good pull read. And then, of course, I mean, just an athlete in space. Finds a way to get into the end zone. Really good play. Really good design. I mean, they had 3 rushes there for Arch in this game. So it's something that they're probably going to have to do a little bit more of, especially going forward into, SEC championship playoff time. Maybe get a little bit more quarterback run oriented at times. And also, he's athletic. He's good enough with his arm that he can basically throw anything as well. So should be interesting to see how they use him in the games to come. Another look here of inside zone, and there's a lot going on right here. And this is one of the plays that really is frustrating throughout the night. They're in a 2-receiver set, motion him across here, and they're running inside zone here to the left. All right, basin. And they've got a guy going to the flats here. So you're reading here, if he squeezes hard, you're going to get a pull. And worst case scenario, you're going to be 2-on-1 with this safety roll back. With that motion, you see they eliminate this guy. They thought the safety maybe was going to roll a little bit farther than that. So boom, ball snapped. D end. If he squeezes, great. We're going to pull it. We're going to be on the edge, 2-on-1. And right here on this one, this linebacker, he feels like they know that he's going to squeeze any kind of zone read, so he's got to filter over the top for the quarterback run. And that's what happens on this one. So squeeze, pull, great. Now we're 2-on-1 with that linebacker, which is cool as well. Now we got to play a lot faster and outrun that guy. But instead, tries to slide after about a 1-yard gain. And this is the read right here. So this is 18. Swats the ball out, gets it out just before his knee gets down. And this is another stop here for A&M's defense right on the goal line. Now, the only touchdown they had was obviously the pick six, and that was an unfortunate thing. Got tipped up right there. Good play there by the DB as well, but the ball was tipped. Basically the same position on the previous drive. But on this, I mean, no excuse on this. Got to be a little bit better with the ball security. You can't get the thing knocked out with just a guy swatting down on it. But you can see what Texas was trying to do. I mean, motion across, think they can get some eyes over that way. Get 2-on-1 the outside linebacker, really hoping that he sits on the quarterback, thinking that it's going to be a quarterback run. Now they can just flip it out here in space. He squeezes down on this guy who's going to go block the safety. Now you're 1-on-1 to the pylon with that corner. But good play here by that defensive lineman. Good job here by the inside linebacker seeing what it is as well and covering that tight end. This look right here on a 3rd and 1, trying to run the clock out after a goal line stop. And on this one, it's just inside zone to the left with a lot of window dressing on it. You can see the quarterback's over here behind the guard. Tailback's there behind the center. Little fly motion right there, faking jet sweep, direct snap to the running back. He's going straight downhill. Quarterback's acting like he's dropping and just gets first down right there. Man, probably could have just handed the ball off as well, but classing it up a little bit, giving him a little bit of different look. Quarterback's dropping. You got some fly motion taking guys wide and maybe slows these linebackers down just for a little bit. Right there, running back direct snap right there with a little bit of motion, straight downhill, gets the first down on 3rd and 1. Able to run some more time off the clock, which is really big for Texas. Now looking at probably their more successful run, they ran a little bit of outside zone, getting really good at running outside zone right here. They're in 2 tight in the set, 2x2, motion him out. A lot of teams are doing this. Miami, Texas obviously done this a ton, but right here just running outside zone to the right. You're going to split zone this, block this outside linebacker right here. They run this a ton where they run that glance, they run the wheel, and they run him to the flats. That flood RPO where they can get 3 receivers over there real quickly. But right here on this one, just going to base the backside. And, of course, when you're going outside zone, you're trying to get that horizontal movement. That's what they get right here. Doubling there out, reaching up. And these guys are reaching there to the linebacker. It looks like the center's just going to stay on that nose, reaching there to the backside linebacker. So there's the split. This guy sits backside, thinking that it could possibly be that pull like we saw just a second ago where that guy goes to the flat. So he's got to sit for just a little bit, just a straight hand. And you can see body on a body here for Texas's O-line. They do a great job of just moving guys horizontally. All these gaps have moved from here all the way across. And then the running back just getting that wash. It just looks like a wave, just like a surfer getting into a wave. We got to be in the perfect spot. I'm going to roll that all the way back to the backside D gap. And now we're rolling. It's just one of those things. Everybody's holding their gap. Body on a body. Now you got an athlete out in space. Who's going to win that? It's obviously going to be the running back every single time whenever they get that washing a body on a body. So great job right there by Wisner, just being patient on this run, getting all the way to the backside D. He had a huge night. I mean, 30-something carries, 33 carries, 186 yards. I mean, that's a heck of a night, especially in that environment and that type of game. Huge day there for Wisner, 30-plus carries, really carrying the team as far as running the football. Another look here at outside zone, this time a little bit different. Or you get your tight end working back. Again, he's going to split this thing to the backside. They think, obviously, this could be that throwback where they throw it over here to the flat, but straight hand out of the pistol. There's your kick. You see this linebacker sitting backside. And on this one, they do get this thing creased. And the reason being is this tackle and this guard, they're able to reach right here. They're working there. Center guard, they're working there. 1-on-1 there with the tackle, working this outside linebacker DN that's really wide. So this double team, and they're able to crease this, create a gap. He's got a filter over the top. He's front side A. Put your foot in the ground because you can't take the C gap, get vertical. And you see these guys pinned on the backside, pin that outside linebacker as well. And that is a huge gap right through the backside A. And right there, the interesting part, hey, backside A, it starts right there just outside the hash. And by the time that backside A really gets to it and the running back gets to it, where's the backside A? It's in the middle of the field. Great job of the horizontal movement, changing those gaps, changing where the gaps are. And now, again, you got Wisner in open space, 1-on-1 with the safety. I mean, the run game all night worked really well for Texas. We would have loved them to finish a little bit more in the red zone, but they were really dominant up front with their offensive line. Outside zone was really key for what they were trying to do. Here's another run scheme that I thought was pretty interesting. This one I got labeled as power, but I mean, it kind of looks like a trap. So right here, see he's working up to this linebacker that's filtering over top. This end, if it was power, I'm thinking that they're probably going to base this guy, but instead he jumps out of the way. It looks like this guard, he's flat pulling the kick. He kicks that defensive end as everybody else is working up. Gap hinge here on the backside. This is an RPO. You're running a glance right here. If they stay in a too high look, great. The numbers are good to hand the football off. If he rolls to the middle of the field, that means you're rolling into the box. Now you're negative in the box. So right here, good hand read on this glance route here from the single receiver. Everybody's working up. Numbers are right. They even have 2 guys free on that linebacker. So right there, 2-on-1 on linebacker. Now they're rolling. But right there, tons of movement. Good kick there on that defensive end. Not able to squeeze that really hard. Tons gets just enough right here. This inside linebacker, 27, tries to dive in late. But right there, run through an arm tackle. Creating an explosive play right there early in the game. Again, numbers are good. It's a too high look. You're running a power trap, whatever that was, and you're getting your numbers in the box right. So great design. And then, of course, Texas moving people up front. Last section we're going to look at right here is Texas passing game against A&M. Pretty efficient. I mean, over 200 yards, 17 to 28, so not a bad percentage. You have 7.8 per. Had an interception, had a touchdown. But right here on this one, I thought this was a really good design. You got your tight end. You got an extra receiver. You got your running back here, and you're faking across with this motion. You see how A&M rolls a safety down. So they roll to a 1-high look. And Texas, they're basically running play action. He's going to the flats. He's working up. He's going to work out. And then he's going to go vertical there. Looks like right here they're running a post or maybe a take, probably staying on that hash. And right here on this one, again, play fake. He's working across to the flats, faking like we're running there. Tight ends releasing here as well, going vertical. You see they had rolled with that motion to Isaiah Bond going that direction. And right here on this one, this is a great throw by Quinn Ewers. Play action, being able to set this thing that far down the field. You're 2-on-1 with that corner, and you got a guy chasing hard from the backside. Really no chance. Here's the deep safety that rolled to the middle of the field. No chance by him at all either. But this is a heck of a throw and catch. Deep throw, just beats the safety as he's coming all the way from the middle of the field. This look right here gives you a really good indication of what's going on. So you got verticals right there by those 2 receivers that start trips to the boundary, trips closed. And as he's going vertical, you see he goes outside into the divide between the numbers and the ticks, and you're going post, really a take right there by 0 going to the hash. And again, whenever you got 1-on-1 with a corner that has to try to flip his hips, that's a great read by Quinn Ewers. He's flat-footed. He's not going to be able to get there. Once he opens his hips right here, it's over. Let that ball go. Our guy can run that thing down. Of course, this is an absolute bomb as well. This thing lays out there way down the field. So great play here by 2, and then great read by Ewers just taking a shot here. Corner getting his hips inside, being flat-footed. Great throw and catch. Here's a look right here of a really simple read here by the quarterback, and all you're doing is you're running a stutter. You're faking your screen right here. Huge split here. He's outside the tackle. He's splitting the tackle. His outside foot. He's acting like he's blocking here, and then he goes vertical. Probably going to be 1-on-1 with a safety if he's not wide open. So right here on this one, but once he goes screen, that corner's going to jump it. Safety's pretty good position right here, and he tries to get over the top of it. Now we're 1-on-1. We've got our backs turned, so right there he's not going to be able to play the football, so we're going to let this thing go. Probably a back shoulder throw. That's what they end up getting right here, going vertical. Just to list the thing out there and see if our running back can make a play for us. And this Jordan Blue, obviously. Let's give you guy a chance. Back's turned there by the DB. You might get a chance for a PI as well, but great catch. And I really wish the security guard would have a little bit more awareness about what's going on. He gets absolutely rolled up, man. That guy gets destroyed. I hate that for him. You know, that hurts. I mean, that's an older gentleman right there getting absolutely rolled up. So hope he's all right. But that's a heck of a throw and catch. Maybe you can see when this ball gets released. It's right now. I mean, there ain't nothing there other than he knows, hey, I'm 1-on-1. This safety's got his back turned. Let's see if my guy can make a play. They end up laying it out there. Huge play there for Texas. Obviously, one of only 2 touchdowns. Here is one of everybody's favorite plays out of bunch. And, I mean, just a plug here. If you want to learn some bunch stuff, there's a link in the description for a bunch course that we made last year. So take a look at that if you want to see that if you're a coach. But anyway, right here, you're running a crosser. You got a post here by the outside single receiver. He's going to outside release. He's got a basic. You're going to check, release. All these guys are chipping and getting out to the flats. Really, you're looking for 1 high, 2 high. It doesn't really matter. This is a great play. Roll to 1 high to the bunch. Corner plays off. Great. There's a ton of space in that area to throw the receiver open to. And that's what they do right here. So safety's playing way off. This guy right here, this linebacker is trying to get vertical, so he knows, hey, this guy's got a ton of space here. I got to try to make this a difficult throw. And right here, Ewers, he knows, hey, we got the matchup. I'm throwing it to open space. Corner's playing way off. Safety's way off. Nobody's in that area. Lay it out there for my guy and let him track it down. And that's what happens right here. Put some air underneath it, tracks it down in the open space. Big explosive play on that. So, again, looking at the pro. Getting a chip here from Helm. He's getting out. You're right here. You're looking at these 2 linebackers and doing blitz so he can get out as well. And you see he sits right here. For if that guy would have vacated it enough to not like that, you can check it down to him, and now he can roll. But either way, this is a great play. Again, 1, you're looking post. If safety plays down, corner plays down, whatever, you can take your shot. Everybody's playing over the top. There's your area. If that's taken care of, maybe a linebacker's running real hard. You got your basic working across. And you've got this check down here as well from the running back. Very great read. Great anticipation by yours. Lays it out there. Explosive play. With all that being said, just a great night for Texas. I mean, Texas came in, dominated, obviously allowed A&M to kind of get back into it, had a chance to make it a one-score game there late, but Texas defense really shut the door on them. Really looking forward to Texas, first time in the SEC championship, going up against Georgia, trying to revenge that one loss they have from this year. It's going to be a tough game. I could see either team winning it because neither one of them are perfect. Neither one of them are just absolutely blowing the doors off anybody, but right there, but last night's game was awesome, man. A&M, Texas, getting to play again in that environment. Texas going in there and dominating. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. If you like this video, you're still with us, click on that one right there and watch this video. That's what YouTube thinks you'll like. But anyway, appreciate you guys watching. See you guys again in the next one.